I've been working in the yard today, and I'm exhausted. Got some new magnolia trees in, and got them put in big old pots because they were super root bound. Trying to keep them in pots because eventually when I move, I want to try and see if I can take these with me. If I can't, and they get a little too root bound and start to struggle, we'll just sell them, and somebody will buy them from me and come and pick them up if we stay here too long or whatever. But I wanted to show you guys a little something. On my Oklahoma Joe, so I got a new modification I'm doing on here. Extending the smokestack. I think I kind of talked to you about that in my last video. I just want to show you what I did. So what I've done is I almost fell on my face. What is this thing called? It's a gas vent pipe. Got it from, here you go. I don't know if you can read any of that. Gas vent pipe. So, got it from local orange hardware store over there. It's in my backyard over here. Extends it about, that's probably, I don't know, 3 feet. But it's a 3-inch wide pipe. Gonna be taking it off today and painting it. So as you can see in here, I did have to make a few cuts. I have used it already, it worked great. I did have to make a few cuts on it with the aviation scissors to allow it to fit on there. But it does do well. It is probably gonna stay removable for me personally, because when I put the cover on, it'd be kind of awkward. Won't have to worry about it too much in the summer, just because, you know, it rarely rains here. Talk about these fireboxes, and I've cleaned them so many times and painted them. I guess I'm just gonna keep cleaning and painting it, because there's really not much else you can do. I mean, it's I don't know what the issue is here. If you got any good ideas for me, just let me know. I've tried different things as far as, like, I saw one guy say, well, you know, paint it, do a good paint, let it dry, cover it in canola oil, burn it to where it's just smoking off of there, and you need to put that canola oil on there every single time you cook. I ain't gonna lie to you, I did that about twice and stopped doing that process. So maybe that's an option for me. If somebody y'all got a better idea, write something down in the comments for me. Help me out here. So I've got some fire bricks here that I have found from my rummaging skills. And I'm gonna put one in the firebox and then one in the smoke chamber itself, just to kind of hold some heat potentially. If it becomes a fool's plan, we'll do something else. So just kind of going through here, I just like to spray off any residue that got left in before. Not trying to make it absolutely perfect. I'll do that maybe once a month, but on each cook, I like to at least just try and spray off the gunk, just to keep things somewhat clean. So I just want to go through some modifications. There's the new smokestack, sitting up pretty high, and going to be cooking some ribs today. So again, I've moved the smokestack down to grate level. You know, I've welded on the firebox itself. I've done the clamps. I've done the gaskets. Yeah, I mean, everything seems to be working out pretty well. I'm getting a lot better at maintaining temperatures, especially with the baffle plate. Seems to be helping a lot, adding that extra steel and, you know, just kind of distributing the heat more evenly, I guess. It seems to be, my technique has dramatically improved over these last few modifications. I went ahead and put some 2000 degree heat paint on the Firebox, but you know, not as effective as I would hope. So I'm doing some ribs today, doing the Franklin style ribs. Just got some coals going in here. I'm pretty sure if you've looked into Franklin ribs at all, you understand the process, or there's plenty of videos out there you could watch it. So the foil with the pork that I just put in there is just the trimmings from the ribs. I just like to render that fat a little bit. And while I'm cooking the ribs, when I go to wrap it up later, I just like to pour it on just as some extra fat. No point in wasting any of that. If you can use it, great. If you don't want to, no big deal. So basically on the ribs, I've just got salt, pepper, and a little bit of mustard. I'm going to try and run it around 250. I know that typically people run ribs a little bit higher. 275 is probably my max. I got this trick off of Bradley Robinson. Bradley Robinson? I think it's Bradley Robinson. Chud's Barbecue. If you haven't checked out his channel, you should. He's got some great content. He's also very funny. And, he's another Austinite of mine. So, just kind of gets the fire going a little bit quicker. There's my pork renderings, and we're going to lock it down and get things going in here. I did see some things, so I'm going to try and do some more applications this summer of mineral oil. And I'll give you an update on the Firebox later just to see how it's going. I had it had rained the day before, so a lot of my wood was super wet. So I had some chunks that I was just trying to get rid of here. To be honest, I can't remember what it was now. I did this about a week ago. And I want to say that it was like pecan or something like that. Maybe, no, it was cherry is what it was. So there is smoke coming out of there, believe it or not. It's just super thin, clean smoke, and that's the way we like it. I did dry out a few pieces of post oak here just to be able to throw on for some heat. You can see we're running pretty close to 275, maybe a little over, I don't know. But all is going well in this smoke chamber. Eventually I'm going to try to make this a little bit more appealing for my smoker area. So typically, in the Franklin style, which if you've watched them all, I just do a good spray of apple cider vinegar. I like the Franklin barbecue sauce. Get it up at the grocery store. A little pork fat drizzle over the top. And just going to wrap it up and, cook it until it's tender. Maybe around 6 hours, maybe 5 hours. You be the judge. Super tender though. Good smoke ring. Not that I care much about the smoke ring, is the smoke flavor. Pretty fallen off the bone. And I realize that they're super overcooked, but that's the way I like it.